Shalom, everybody out there in the Facebook world and on YouTube. I'm here today to show you how I make unleavened bread for my family. It's different than your traditional unleavened bread because I make mine more of the consistency of pancake mix or waffle mix. We like to eat ours in the days following, and so I've noticed that when I make mine without as much olive oil or without water, that it's dry and brittle the next day. So I don't do it like that anymore, and I'm going to show you how I make mine. I also don't make mine typically in more of like the bread form of thicker. I kind of like to make mine more like a pizza crust, a thin layer, and then it gets a little really crispy on the edges. So you'll see all that at the end. I'm not going to fast forward through the video, and while it's baking, I'm just going to cut it, and then I will add a picture of what it looks like at the end for you guys all to see. So you're going to start off with a cup of flour. This is just basic all-purpose flour, but you are going to need regular flour. You don't want the self-rising. The whole point of unleavened bread is not to have any leaven, and if you're getting the self-rising flour, I do believe that has yeast in it, so that's not what you're going to want. I'm sorry, I meant to tell you what I'm going to be using today. I will be using flour, olive oil. I'm going to be making my sweet version, which includes vanilla extract, cinnamon, and sugar, and also a little bit of table salt. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to add 3/4 cup of water. And then I will be adding a 1/8 cup of olive oil. The olive oil is what's going to give it the buttery flavor for Passover, and even possibly for the first day of unleavened bread. You're not going to want to use the sweet version. You're going to want to make it bitter, and so for that you would use a bitter herb, which I typically use coriander. I'll show you what that looks like. So I typically use coriander, but if you Google bitter herbs, it'll give you a long list of like dandelions and I think bay leaves and a ton of other things that you could use to make yours with. I'm going to use a 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Use 1/8 salt. Not supposed to measure over your stuff, but I don't really listen to that rule. Doesn't hurt me much. And then I'm gonna put a pinch of cinnamon. One pinch. If you're not a big cinnamon person, don't put it in there. But I really like cinnamon. Cinnamon's good for burning fat. So, who doesn't want to burn more fat? And let me get my sugar. I'm going to use 1/4 cup of sugar. If I had raw sugar, I would use raw sugar, but I have yet to be able to find raw sugar. I'm also using artificial vanilla extract because I can't find regular vanilla extract. The woes. Anyways, you're going to mix this all together, and you'll see as it comes together that my consistency is not very dough-like. I'm telling you, it looks just like pancake mix. Make sure you get all at the bottom. And like I said, even with this, sometimes I will make it thicker. Not thicker, but I will put it in a baking dish, and I'll make more, and that way it is thicker at the end, meaning it's more layer, but still you'll be able to eat it the next day. It won't be dry. Then you need your baking sheet or your Pyrex dish or your anchor dish, whatever you're going to be using. Make sure you spray it though. If you do not, your unleavened bread will stick. It'll still taste good, but it'll stick. And my kids don't really mind that either, because then it gives them something to peel off, children. Anyways, oh, I didn't show you. You see that? Pancake. Just trying to keep it from bleeding off the sides because I do not have it in a Pyrex dish. Probably should have put it in a Pyrex dish, but I didn't. So just being a little cautious. And then I spread it out. That way it is thin, because like I said, I personally like it thin. And then I'm going to put it in the oven. Here in Belize, everything's in Celsius. So I don't really know what I'm putting it on in my stove. I would suggest you put it on 350 to 375. I've looked at conversion charts from Celsius to Fahrenheit, but on my stove, it goes 150, 200, 350. So I don't know what's in between there, so I just kind of gauge it. And I've talked to friends of Belize, and they don't put their stuff on any set temperature either. They just know where to put their stuff. So like I said, 350, 375 should be good for about 8 to 10 minutes. There's nothing in there that's going to make you sick, so you can't undercook it really, and especially the way I have, because it's so thin. I leave mine in there sometimes a little longer, and it gets like the little golden edges, and those are the best parts of the unleavened bread, if you ask me. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go throw this in the oven, and then like I said, at the end, I will throw up a little picture for you. I hope this has been helpful, that you're enjoying your feast of unleavened bread. Much love, be kind, and shalom to you all.